Apply. Talk on your side.
Come in, Moscow. Come in, over.
Oh, there we got you. Loud and clear. Okay,
Roger,
I think
Roger.
let me just double check that we are streaming in the right places. Okay, I think we're going live. Yep, there we go. And now we hit this red button that goes like this. When did we say we're going to change the theme music?
Episode 100 has got to be.
Oh, right. Okay. So we still got a way to go.
Oh, yeah. We've got
right.
a few minutes.
Yeah, let's swap it over.
Hello
transition. There. I don't know. Should I do this? Right? Or should I just do this? Oh, no, because then there's just you and...
well, I'm in shadow as usual for some bloody reason.
But why?
Let me change the camera angle. Picks up more light that way.
No.
It looks like I'm trying to protect my identity.
You need a voice modulator. Yes. Well, here we are. I'm also looking a little bit dark. I don't know. Maybe, you know, the art of technology here. Don't change anything on your side. Let's see if I can do something on my side. So you are guest. No, wrong one. This one. You are guest 1. And let's see if I can add a filter here. Color filter, color correction. No, not color correction. Right, chroma key. Let's try this. Oh, you're bright now. How the hell did you do that?
I didn't do anything.
No, don't talk shit. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
No.
I just lifted my hat to let some more light in. There's a light right above me. You see?
That
Now
is
it's gone
so
dark.
funny.
And have I left my hat? Ta-da!
We're going to have to
So
wear
maybe
your
I need to...
cap backwards. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Yeah,
See if that works.
No, I've just had a flashback now to our days when we were playing volleyball. You putting your cap on backwards like that. It was like, okay, spike time.
Yeah, this is when it's going to get serious.
Yeah.
Gosh, I barely remember those days.
So how do you like my well-curated background?
I mean, that static background is pretty cool, except every week something changes. And it's a bit like, where's Wally? So someone's nicked your car.
I don't have a car anymore.
You're missing a bike.
Currently being washed by my youngest daughter.
Where's the car?
The car has been donated to my eldest daughter.
Who's now washing it?
No, she's gallivanting, visiting her friends. And remember, I mean, she uses it when she goes to varsity and get around and all that. Because remember, she's driving between Pretoria and Johannesburg.
Ish.
Yes.
Whereas you're a designated home worker.
Well, yeah, partially. Yeah, for now. Let's not get into the subject of working.
I'm not going to get
home.
into that.
No,
Okay.
no. Moving along. We've done that.
So I'm just intrigued as to, obviously this week Oleg's chair is empty.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yeah, he's had quite a busy week. He's got a colleague that's come out from Canada that he's busy doing some training with. So that's a bit full on because the guy's learning basically from scratch. So, and Oleg's a highly technical person and has a highly technical role, and he's now trying to teach people to do what he does. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's been his
Lucky
week.
him.
So we grabbed breakfast quickly this morning, and then he's gone home to rest.
Okay.
In a nutshell, that is the answer. Yeah. How's your week been, by the way? If we were rating our weeks, that
rating of the weeks.
It's made a comeback.
See.
Something like
It was all right this week, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I would be up there with an 8.
An
That would
8.
suggest this has been the best week of the last 2 years.
Yeah, well done, dude. Well done.
I don't know. I just had a good
Anything in
week.
particular that's made it an 8, or is it just
I
like?
just think I've done different things this week.
Ah,
It
right.
wasn't the same old routine of day in, day out
Yeah.
work and
Okay.
never leave the house.
Change is as good as a holiday, they say. Apparently.
Let's see. I went to an event last weekend
Yeah.
called Pub in the Park.
Pub in the park.
So it ticks a lot of the things I like: pub, food,
and the park.
drink in an outside venue with live music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it's a food, and there's some well-known chefs there,
Yeah.
and they've got like open. They've got like I just spent a lot of time at I wouldn't call it barbecuing, but it's outdoor cooking over an open fire and how to do different things and the different marinades. So these chefs are like telling you this is their tips and tricks kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So there's that on the side, let alone all the other bits and pieces around food. I came in and within 30 minutes I was thinking I'm not going to make it. Because I turned left instead of right. If I'd gone right, it would have been the easy stuff. It was a bit of food here, there. But no, I went left. And then straight into the flavored rums and vodkas and moonshine and all free samples. These guys, yeah, try this. Whew. I mean, I'm just not built for this anymore.
That's amazing. That sounds good, man. So
yeah, we had a good time. It was live music as well there. Lots of food options, games. Oh no, it was pretty cool. It's a good day out.
Nice.
Then the Grand Prix was interesting on the Sunday, and then
are we talking about that?
Well, it's hard to talk about it without Oleg here.
Why? You can tell me how shit I'm doing. It's fine.
Should I? Oh, I haven't loaded that up, but let me load that up while I'm doing that.
Anyway, it was quite an interesting race.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite, I suppose, interesting that Ferrari had the chances were that you were going to have two Ferraris that are going to finish high up in the points. It's going to eat into Red Bull's lead as a constructor because Perez had gone out. Ding! Sorry, science. Someone pushed the button and engine fail.
Yeah.
So that must be frustrating for Ferrari because Ferrari is going, we can win this and we can get double points. Yum. Anyway. So that didn't happen. I mean, Hamilton, made it onto the podium again.
Again. Yeah. It's becoming a regular thing, but not where he wants to be.
Yeah. No. But I suppose you've just got to say, well, look, even though Mercedes is not doing as well as everyone on a good day, they're not as good as everyone else. But there's one thing you can say is that they're consistent. They're not at the top, but where they're at, they're consistently there. And when everyone else is having issues, they just ching, here we are.
Everybody needs to win in this. Nobody talks about second place. Everyone talks about win. And everyone says the same thing in the press reviews. We're doing okay. We are going to do better.
Dude, just hold that thought. Just hold that thought for a moment. If you go, have a look on the line, the clothing line, and see if there are any drying cloths on there. Preferably one that's like soft. Okay, sweet. Sorry. Direction. Sorry, you were saying?
Everybody needs to do better, which reminds me of the fantasy league that we have.
We have a fantasy league?
Yeah, we've got a fantasy Formula One league.
Really? Maybe I must look into that.
And the guy that has made no changes and is he winged it from the start he's extended his lead.
I don't believe it.
I know.
I don't believe it.
I thought I was catching him, but I am. I've closed the gap slightly, but it's just massive. I mean,
You're
yeah.
never going to live this down.
Never gonna live this down. Never gonna. No, let's not do that.
That's Rick Astley.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No.
Not to be. I was listening to
That's
some Depeche
commercials.
Mode last night.
Oh, really?
I had a flashback. Back to high school. Madness.
The
Our house.
yes.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, it came across the vibes there on Spotify. Yeah, it was
Oh,
pretty.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
transported me back 30 years. Actually, longer. 30.
Shh,
It's
not that long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
got it.
yesterday, actually. Yeah.
It's a week last Tuesday. Yeah, got it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was expecting, well,
Yeah.
I was hoping, because we were having a heat wave in the UK, well, what they call a heat wave,
Yeah.
and it is quite hectic. I don't know what it is. The heat here, it can be 30 degrees here, and if I go somewhere else that's 30 degrees, it doesn't feel as hot as the 30 degrees in the UK.
Okay.
It's weird.
And why do you think that is? Is it humidity or what is it?
I think it just seems denser. Maybe it's the atmospheric pressure, but it doesn't seem, the heat doesn't move. There's not a lot of breeze, so it feels a
Okay.
bit more
Balmy or whatever.
balmy army.
Balmy army, yeah.
So I was thinking if the Grand Prix had been at Silverstone this weekend, yeah,
would
that
have
would have been
suffered.
interesting.
Mm.
So the hottest day on record in the UK is 38.7.
Okay.
That's the hottest day ever recorded.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to get broken this week.
It's for sure.
Absolutely. The predictions are 40 plus degrees on Monday, Tuesday. People are going to struggle. So then I was like, the whole thought process of why is this so hot? Why does it feel hotter here than the same temperature somewhere else? And I was like, hang on, I remember having a lot of hot days in South Africa.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, what's the hottest day on record in South Africa?
Yeah, well, go for it. Tell me.
In fact, it was, this is the weird part for me, it was still called the Union of South Africa. That's how long ago the record stood. It was on the 3rd of November, 1918. So November was the first thing that jumped out at me, the date. And it was in Dunbrody in the Eastern Cape.
And what was
and
the
it
temperature?
was
54 degrees.
No, just 50, spot on, 50.0.
Okay.
So that's hotter than Sudan has been. It's hotter than a lot of African countries has been.
Yeah. So I suppose here's the question. So when did you say that hottest day was?
Which one? The South African one?
Yeah.
3rd of November, 1918.
1918. So
yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that? Okay, well, but how accurate was that temperature? Like, I mean, the measurement of that, the equipment that they use to measure it.
It's a fair comment, but I don't think the technology's changed massively since then. And
both.
you'd have to have, well,
yeah. Sorry.
So they, to get a record, it has to be checked. It has to be verified. It can't just be some mercury on a thermometer. It needs to be precise because it is decimal figures.
Yeah. So
what did they have to work out decimal figures in those days? I don't know.
Yeah. So like I've and this is my concern. I've just Googled it here on my side, and I get a comment.
Different answer.
Well, I do, because it says in Northern Cape Town is claiming South Africa's hottest day ever at 54 degrees.
Woo!
And this was on the 2nd of December 2019. But it's like they say they may have broken the record for the highest temperature ever. But the claim is in dispute.
Well, this is it. It has to be verified and agreed for it to be an official thing. But
The South African Weather Service forecaster
2.5...
told Times Live that Fuilsdrif reached a record of 50.1 degrees on Thursday, and then broke it again by reaching 53.2 on Friday, and that was rounded up to 54. They went from 53.2 to 54. Good rounding. I don't know.
Why
My
round
maths,
up?
yeah, my
Yeah,
my
but why
maths
round
wasn't
up?
that great in school, so maybe.
Yeah, and then you'll take an average and then divide that by 16.45, and then you times that by 12, and then you do something else.
Yeah.
But okay, if it's in dispute, this dispute will never be solved because that was nearly 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So how long does it work?
Anyway, so yeah, so I don't think that that's been verified as the hottest. So what was the hottest in Johannesburg ever?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'll break it to you.
Go on.
38 degrees.
What?
Mm.
So you're saying the temperature I'm going to have on Monday
Is the
is
hottest
going to be
it's
hotter
ever
than
been.
Joburg has ever been?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. And I mean, the interesting thing is that the hottest of 43 degrees, East London. East London.
Well,
Cape
Eastern
Town,
Cape does.
41. So Cape Town actually can get hotter definitely gets hotter than Johannesburg. Bloemfontein, 42 degrees. Durban, we know Durban, 42. Dude. But that's 42
Plus
with
some humidity.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not hot enough, I'll give you some more.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Eh? Yeah, so there you go. Interesting.
We're gonna burn this week.
Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, I saw some stuff on TikTok, and so it's like when UK person says, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to say this. I don't think I'm going to say it. Oh, God damn, it's too hot outside here. Let me go inside."
Look at those going, oh, look at this rubbish weather. Oh, the sun's come out. Sun's out, guns out, buns out. Let's go. And you get outside and it's like, oh, the wasps. Oh, it's so hot here. I'm dying. Oh, I have to drink too much. Oh, it's too hot. It's unbearable. I can't sleep. Bring back the weather. So it's always, yeah. Whatever the weather, it would always be complaints. Too hot, too cold, too windy, too wet, too. But without that, the English traditions would fail because everyone talks about the weather, which wasn't so much the case in South Africa. You talk about the weather, but you don't talk about it every day.
Yeah, sure.
Like the first thing you do is, "Hi, how you doing? Gosh, what do you think of this weather?" It's like that's the norm. That's like a prescript that's genetically programmed into your DNA.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So, how's the 50 for 50 going? Any plans? Any updates?
I have been looking into, because one of my challenges is the 3 highest peaks in mainland UK.
Yeah, you keep on talking about this.
So I think I'm going to do a little road trip up to Scotland in about a month's time. Yeah, go to do the 3 peaks somehow, but I can't be bothered to walk them up.
Yeah.
And did I tell you this? I found a way up 2 of them.
No. Do tell.
So it's a bit of cheating in the Scottish one because there's a ski lift there. So I can catch a gondola up the mountain that overlooks Ben Nevis, the actual mountain, but at least I can get a picture of Ben Nevis, right? And then a gondola down, back in the car, and on to the next one.
Yeah.
So that's the tallest one in the UK, and it's in Scotland. Then we go to the tallest one in Wales, and I found that there's a train that goes up. It's a rickety old train. So I'm like,
that sounds like an experience.
Let's do that. So I'm like, okay, this is it. 2 out of 3 down, and I'm looking at the tallest mountain in the UK, in England. I'm like, there's nothing, mate. There's nothing. There's footpaths. That's it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, One of my other things on the 50-50 list is do something that scares you. So I was thinking maybe that was the rickety train, but no. Now I'm thinking, what if I somehow got a horse
A
to
horse.
ride up the trails to the
Oh my
tallest
word.
mountain in England?
Oh
A
no.
horse, me, and then going up the side of a mountain.
Yeah. I can just see it. I can picture it.
Tick, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Ah!
Flies. Hey. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, well
So yes,
fortunately
after this, yeah,
I'm allergic to horses.
allergic.
Yeah, like literally, dude, I'm allergic to horses.
What about horses? Their sweat, their
Yeah,
hair.
there's just like I mean, I could sit on a horse and not touch my face, but it's like almost I can feel the heat coming. It's like almost like heat coming off the horse. My eyes start, going like this, and then they'll. Well, you see, you wouldn't have known this, but when I was going into high school, so going into standard 6, grade 8, right? By then I knew Louise Gordon, and she used to ride horses out at Ritzbreit.
Oh, really?
And
I did not know this.
Yeah. And I went out with her to go ride horses out at Ritzbreit. And this is the day before we are going to start school. And I didn't know that I was allergic to horses. And my eyes were like this, dude. They were like I looked like a fucking frog. Right? And you can imagine it's the first day of standard 6. Like, it's already bad enough. And now you like looking like bog-eyed like this.
Nice
Yes,
work.
it was terrible. Terrible. Anyway, and it happened again. We were down in the Drakensberg with my folks when I was still in school, and went horse riding, forgetting about the incident. And I was like, whoa, I can feel like I said, it's like almost like I can feel the heat. Like my eyes are starting to, crazy. So
That's
there's
mental.
something. So I'm allergic to that kind of stuff. Yeah, fortunately, I don't know. I mean, I've never really been like, I want to ride horses. Yeah.
I've got one besides hay fever. I have one unusual allergy,
Mm-hmm.
and this I found in high school.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to shoe polish.
Really?
and it came about. I found it. If you
Mm-hmm.
remember the days of school where we used to go to our rival high school just before the English high school's athletics competition.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to have that week before of taunting our rival across town.
Yeah.
And it was that year we went to that location, and we got caught. They were waiting for us, and I eventually gave in because everybody else had been caught. Because nobody could touch me in those days.
Yeah. Faster.
Yeah. So they smeared me in the shoe polish.
Ooh.
And I had a reaction to it.
Oh no.
And I mean, it's hard enough to get off your skin, but yes, they layered it on thick, and it was hot, so it baked in. But yeah, it came out in such a rash.
Yeah.
So that's fine. There was a lot of shoe polish. I didn't think much of it. But yes, this was the day before the actual athletics meeting, and it just wiped me out. And here I am on the starting line a few hours later going, I just want to go back to bed. This is ridiculous. I've got these big red welches that look like boils all over my arms and my calves, and it's just face. It was just blotching everywhere. And the gun goes, and I strolled around. I just jogged around the first round. Like, this is ridiculous. And that was the only day that I ever flaked out of
Out of a race.
cancelled my out of a race. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's terrible, dude.
But I thought it was just that one. But no, years later, yeah, whenever I used to get some polish on me, especially in the army days when we used to do a lot of polish,
Yes.
yeah, the same thing. This Welsh just come up with nothing, next to nothing. But it's quite odd, I'm a bit embarrassed, but at the same time, I like people's reactions when if I go to when we're filling in the forms for the army,
Yeah.
when we're checking in there, this is allergies. I go shoe polish. And yes, sure enough, somebody picks up on this going, "Are you trying to be funny, hey? You trying to be funny? Shoe polish, hey? No, we're
Yeah.
gonna
I'll show you. Eh? I'll show you.
We'll we, we'll break you of this curse.
Yeah.
We've got lots of shoe polish here, hey?
Yeah. Yes.
But every time I've been to the doctors, the hospital, every time you check in a hospital, whatever it is, dentist, everybody asks, "What's your allergies?" And you have to say
Shoe polish.
shoe polish, and they sit
And
there
they're
for a
like,
moment,
yeah,
going,
they're going,
"Did I hear that right? Is this
Yeah.
guy kidding?"
This is kind of pulling the piss.
What am I supposed to do with it? Should I know something from my medical training on how to deal with a shoe polish allergy?
I wonder what's
He's
it,
watching me. I
what-
can't just Google this.
but I mean, I wonder what's in shoe polish that you're actually allergic to.
Thing is, I don't come up with any other polishes, waxes, or anything like that. No,
Yeah.
no issues.
Yeah. Just normal gewone shoe polish.
Gewone shoe polish,
Yeah.
yes.
That is bizarre. Oh my word.
Hey, Lester, why haven't you polished your shoes? Oh, I'm allergic, sir.
You see that tree what on the hill? Bring me
Yeah.
that leaf.
Fetches me that leaf.
Yeah.
Is
Run
you
like
back
the
yet, Lester?
yeah. Run like the enemy, recruit you from the after.
Run
Man, I'd
like the
love to
enemy.
find those, those adverts, those radio adverts for BioPlus. I've looked, I can't find them, man. They must be in the
That's
archive
bizarre.
somewhere.
They've got to be out there somewhere.
Gotta be. And there was some like really good radio adverts, radio spots during the first Cricket World Cup that we were back in.
Yeah.
What is that? The
Yeah.
early 90s, 91, 92?
No, that was early 90s, yeah.
Yeah, early 90s, yeah. So they had some like really, really good radio spots at that time, which was to do with obviously the different teams in Australia, England, or whatever. And then the spot would actually be related to the game that was on that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they were like almost like, like the Nando's adverts are like pretty
Of the
pretty.
day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
No, it's a
remember that.
pity. I'd love to be able to. There must be a place where you can find it. There must be some sort of library somewhere where they've got this stuff. I must actually ask
There
around.
is. There's and I forget the TikTok tag. There's a guy who does these TikToks, but it's like that.
Mm.
He mixes in this. It's English spoken by an Afrikaner, but he does the direct translations.
Okay.
So my wheel
Like-
is porridge.
Yes.
This is how it
Popville.
starts. You've heard that.
Yeah. And yeah.
But he's got a whole-
Brandeplank
he's-
ray. Like surfing.
Burning plank rider.
Yeah. Yeah. Wave plank. Yeah, the wave plank. Yeah. I mean,
No, but
that's
he does
just
it so well. He
descriptive.
keeps a straight face and he's spot on. He's got this obviously predefined, but it comes across as if it's just naturally coming to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If I come across it on TikTok, I'll share the.
Yeah, please do. Like, how much
Share it
time?
with
How
you.
much time are you spending on TikTok at the moment?
Not a lot.
Come on, pull up your phone. I want to tell me. Okay, I'm gonna share with
But no,
you.
it's on my iPad. It's not on my phone. I don't have the iPad yet. Does it tell you how long you've been on there?
Well, mine. I've got screen time on my Samsung. Tells me screen time. Okay,
Oh, I
so
see. Screen time.
okay, that's since yesterday. Where does it tell me for the week? This is for the day. Let's see here. For the week. Okay, so here we go. This is from the 3rd of July to the 9th
Okay.
of July. Okay, so that's not
3
this.
days. That was a
Yeah.
weekend, though.
Yeah, no, the 3rd to the 9th.
Oh, the 3rd to the 9th.
Right,
Okay,
so that
yeah.
was last weekend,
yeah.
not this week. So
Roger that.
I'll just go for it. So on Teams, Okay, because obviously I use Teams on my phone for work as well.
Right.
5 hours and 53 minutes.
I'm probably about the same on my phone.
Yeah. WhatsApp, 4 hours and 23 minutes.
Is that concurrent with Teams? So
Yeah. Welcome at the same time. Yeah, I'm WhatsApping while I'm in my team meeting. Pinterest, 3 hours and 45 minutes, dude.
That was probably just one session.
Yeah. Hey, average, what's the daily average screen time during bedtime?
Yeah.
Right. So obviously on my phone, I've set, okay, bedtime is from this time to that. 2 minutes. Yeah. 2 minutes. I think that's good.
What?
That's good. Yeah.
That's
okay.
No, I think it's
okay. Then driving. average screen time while driving. 2 minutes.
God.
2 minutes.
The same 2 minutes you were sleeping.
Yeah.
Concurrent.
Yeah. Maps I used for 3 minutes. What? Yeah. No. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's okay. But like,
that's
how does
pretty good. But what about TikTok?
No. Well, that's it.
No TikTok.
Well, like TikTok, and I think this is. It says. This is just today. TikTok 10 minutes. Instagram 9 minutes. Facebook 8 minutes.
That's like a quick. But you can't do TikTok for 10 minutes. I mean, that's like.
Yeah.
That's when you accidentally opened it.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out
anything.
how I can see what my has been for this week, because it's only giving me 3rd to the 9th of July. Well, how do I change that?
So many minutes, it's still trying to calculate.
Yeah. It can't comprehend. Yeah, I don't know. Customers. Anyway. Yeah, so that was my. So yeah, I'm not actually spending that much time on TikTok recently. Spending more time on Pinterest.
Which is another dangerous application.
Yeah. So I was talking to my daughter about, what is the impact or the effect of social media on your psychological well-being, and just saying, well, like we all know, it's nice to get that dopamine hit, and you're on TikTok and you're on Instagram or whatever, but like subconsciously you looking at these people and you're just seeing a slice of their life, and it looks so grand, and then you're comparing yourself against that. We're having that conversation, right? And then I said to her, that's why I'm like TikTok, I'm staying away from, and I'm, Instagram is like really minimal, and Facebook is like hardly ever. And I said, but Pinterest, And I'm saying, but Pinterest is safe, because the kind of things that I'm looking at Pinterest is like, what's my next tattoo going to look like? Different key rings, beard products, that kind of stuff, Land Cruiser or whatever it is, that's the kind of stuff that I'm getting fed on Pinterest. And then my daughter says, so I said, that's pretty safe, because I'm not comparing myself to anyone, or I don't feel inadequate because someone's doing something better than me or whatever it is, And she says, but Dad, when I go on Pinterest, the kind of things I'm looking at is I'm looking at clothes, and and then there are these beautiful models that are wearing these clothes.
Yeah,
so like I forget, it's like all over the place for some people, for women, I suppose. Anyway, so that's just an interesting anecdotal story about social media.
Didn't think about it either.
Yeah. I mean, are you big on social media?
No.
Instagram, Facebook?
I just don't have time. And therefore, I've kind of weaned myself off.
Yeah.
And I went on Facebook the other day, and there's like 10,000 messages of people going, "Hi, be my friend." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mates with you. But also messages.
Yeah.
Because I've turned it off on my phone, their Facebook messaging.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have time to respond, and people get upset. So half the messages are, "Hi, how are you? You haven't returned my message. Are you okay? Are you still alive? Should we call someone?" And then it's like, are you never on Facebook? I don't have time for the same. There's just for me, it's a waste of time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
no,
going
I do
responding to
agree.
all these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I mean, I probably spend more time on Instagram than I do on any other social media.
Mm,
And I suppose the people that I'm following, the kind of things that I'm seeing is motorcycle related stuff,
sure.
that kind of stuff. I think it's pretty benign. It's really more focused around my interests, and it's not really about specific people or whatever. It's just really more about, I don't know, experience or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about bikes,
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't on the podcast last week. Hang on, did you do a podcast last week?
No.
I,
Short
I
answer.
s- okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to report back after my trip to Berlin
Yes.
about
How many blue motorcycles did you see? BMW motorcycles did
how
you
many
see?
GSs did I see?
Yes. None.
Drum roll, none.
You kidding me?
I mean, this is Germany, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of motorbikes and bicycles in Berlin.
Yeah.
But it's all the smaller stuff. It's all the Vespers of the world, or smaller caliber,
Mm-hmm.
smaller CC, should I say,
Yeah.
bikes.
Yeah.
A lot of road bikes. I did see, what was the model? Was it the R
1200R or something.
1200? It was that sort of size.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw a couple of those, but I didn't see. I mean, most of the bikes, if they weren't the Italian scooters, were BMWs.
Okay.
So not really a surprise, but
Which
I'm there for a few days.
yeah, which I suppose you expect to be in Germany, right? BMW.
Yeah, but there's a lot of choice. There's a lot of choice in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't see any. So that theory is now gone out the window. No GS is spotted in Germany in my
And
trip.
that is very
However,
strange because while you were there, they had a BMW Motorrad event.
well,
in
maybe all the
Berlin.
bikes are
In Berlin.
No way.
No, seriously, dude. I was like, no, there is no ways he's not going to see some motorcycles because these guys are doing an event while he's there.
No way. That's ridiculous.
That is so weird, dude. That is so weird.
However, on the little trip back from Heathrow to home,
Yeah.
I spotted two.
Oh.
And I'm just looking them up now. The R1250 GS.
Yeah.
That only comes in white, I think. But the
Yeah.
S1000 XR, both of those I saw in white.
Oh, wow.
They're multicolors. And again, in a convoy of other groups of GSs, 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a motorbike enthusiast, but I can pick up. I think it's the boxes, because all these
Yeah.
guys are proper adventure riders. They've put boxes and modifications to these bikes to carry all the gear.
Yes.
And I can spot them because they've got stickers all over them.
Right. Yeah.
From all the countries they've been to and all the things they've done, and that kind of sticks out. Yeah, these bikes have been there and done that.
Mm.
Maybe not the 1250 I saw, that looked brand new.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys they're proper. I haven't been into London recently to see if there's any GSs. I doubt there's going to be. There probably is. The clean ones.
Yeah.
So here's a story for you about Berlin.
Yes.
So I flew in on a Monday night, quite late. I struggled to get flights again. It's another problem in Europe at the moment. Get to my hotel. Outside the hotel, because it was quite hot. Outside the hotel, there was about 50 odd people drinking on the pavement, all with Iron Maiden t-shirts on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and they're all like, I said, oh, this looks like Iron Maiden. And I walked into the lobby to go and check in. The lobby's full of Iron Maiden. And I'm like, okay, pennies dropped. Iron Maiden's in town. They've just done a concert.
Oh, really?
And these guys have just come from the concert. Yeah. And I Googled it, and true enough, yeah, there they were. They'd just done a concert.
Nice.
Missed the whole thing. And I looked around the room, and all these guys, I mean, the Germans love a bit of a better metal.
Yeah.
So they're all got the t-shirts, they got the beards,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, this is stereotypical. And then I look around at these guys, and I'm like, geez, dude, they're our age,
Yes.
and they look older than I feel. They, I mean, there was a few at breakfast that were hobbling around.
Yeah.
But
No,
that was
that's
just bizarre. My hotel was just full of Iron Maiden t-shirt wearing fans. They drunk the place dry before I got in. They'd only been there an hour.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. I looked at the itinerary. It was ridiculous. It was so they've been in, I think, Germany. They're playing like every night
Yeah.
in different parts of Germany, and then they've got Berlin, and then the next day they were suddenly back in the US,
Yeah.
and then the next day they're back in Austria, and
Jeez.
so on. And they were hopping all over.
Yeah. Normally you would think that they would like do similar places in the region.
Do they still have their plane?
Yeah, so what they do is whenever they're going to do a world tour or whatever, then they lease a plane. So they don't own a plane, they lease a plane. But then Bruce Dickinson flies the. So the last time when they came to South Africa, they flew a 757 that was kitted out with Iron Maiden's paraphernalia.
Well, this is it. I'm just wondering if they're hiring a plane. Do they still get the livery changed to have Iron Maiden written all over it?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Because, I mean, like if they're doing a world tour, I mean, you're talking months.
Yeah,
at least
it makes sense.
8 to 12 months, or maybe the whole year.
The plane is called Ed Force One.
Yeah, Ed Force One, yeah. And you know what its flight number is? Always. Do you know what its flight number is? Always 666.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how the hell do they get this?
Yeah, I don't know, because I suppose you somewhere along the line he's asked for that flight number.
Because nobody else is going to use 666.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, awesome, man. So when they were coming to South Africa, I think they were in South America before they came to us. So I think it was like in Brazil or something. And there was an incident with the plane. And I thought, oh, this is just my luck. They're supposed to come to South Africa. Now they've just injured the plane, right? They had one of these like, like airport vehicles that moves around and moves the planes or fuel or whatever, rode into the side of the plane, into like the engine, like the section that holds the engine in.
Yeah.
And it damaged the sort of like cowling or whatever you want to call it, the sheet metal and whatever. So they said, oh no, well, they're going to have to repair it before they fly. And I'm thinking, it's just my luck. They're going to flip and cancel the South African leg because, of this incident. But anyway, fortunately, they still arrived. On TV, here's the picture of Ed Force One landing at OR Tambo. Awesome. Like everyone's standing there on the side of the runway. Iron Maiden. Dude, that was such a concert. Yeah. I mean, I've done Metallica here in South Africa twice. And I mean, obviously that's my ultimate band and that's just amazing to go and watch and whatever. But I mean, the Iron Maiden one was like not in the normal big venue like F&B Stadium, whatever. It was down at Carnival City, at the casino there. They've got a thing. They've got a thing there. It's called the Festival Gardens, and basically it's just an open field where they put up a stage and have a concert. And I thought, it's lackluster Festival Gardens. It's Iron Maiden, pack out the stadium, man. But anyway, I thought, oh no, I want to go see Iron Maiden. I didn't see Iron Maiden when they came in the early 90s, and I always regretted not going. So I thought, okay, well, I've got to go see this one. And I'm not going to expect very much. So I got there, and we were in Golden Circle, and we got ourselves good spots, and obviously watched all the opening bands, and that was cool. And then Iron Maiden came on. And dude, they came with their full set. It's very, very seldom that a band comes with their full set. Like Metallica, they didn't, they came with their stuff. I mean, it was just a normal, traditional sort of like stage.
But this is half the problem. These guys have so many albums, so much stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
You
so
can't.
like
Yeah.
they even came with their animatronic Eddie that came on the stage, like 3/4 of the way through the concert. And that's Bruce Dickinson. I mean, he doesn't stand still for 2 seconds. He's just like an energizer bunny everywhere. And it was an amazing concert. It was really, really, I was blown away by the
I know the
concert.
same I've heard from everyone who's ever been, or everyone I've known who's been to an Iron Maiden concert.
Like it was full effort, dude. It was a small, let's call it a relatively small concert, I suppose, by their normal standards. And they came and gave 110%.
How do they keep this up, though? I mean, if they
Oh,
do
they're
these
in their
big
60s,
sets,
man.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I
I
mean,
mean,
look
they,
at
they
Rolling
can play it in
Stones.
their sleep, right? Because they've done
Yeah,
it so many times.
yeah,
But the
yeah.
jet lag, it's every day playing. I mean,
I
geez,
could tell you what's helping,
I could see
but
what
I
this
might
is
get
going.
cancelled.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yo, let's not go there.
Gosh, is that the time?
So, have you got any above board information for us related to?
Go straight
How
into
things-
the
how-
fact that it's Will Ferrell's birthday. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. That one. I mean, are you a Will Ferrell fan? I mean, are you?
I do like Will Ferrell.
Is he funny? Do you find his movies funny?
Thing is, Will Ferrell on his own, I'm not sure would work. He's always teamed up with other people.
Okay.
And then that sort of relationship with other cast members is what makes his characters funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have time for it.
Good. Have you seen Top Gun? I can't remember. Did we talk about
Maverick?
This week?
No, because I think we did. And I said, I've got to go see it. And thank you for reminding me. I'm going to try and get that done this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's worth going. I'd watch it again. And I believe in the domestic market in the US, it's exceeded Titanic.
Oh, there's been such a warm up to it, and it's a big screen movie.
Yeah. Look, and my opinion is that as sequels go, and bearing in mind that there's been 30 odd years between the sequels, I think it was very well done. I think it did a good job of, it's like almost like it wasn't a sequel. And maybe that's because of time or whatever it is. It was a good follow-up to
the original.
Yeah.
So do all the pilots get topless for the volleyball again? Because they're not
except for
all
the women,
male
obviously.
now.
Except for the women. Because this time there was a female pilot.
I don't know. There's no uniformity in the military anymore.
Yeah, no. Where's this whole gender equality thing going?
Yeah. Come on. Give us
the guys must put
something
tops
to
on,
work
man.
with.
What's the problem?
Yeah, if one wears a bra, they all have to wear a bra.
Exactly.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through today in history, or on this day. On this day, Adolf Hitler prepares his invasion plans for Britain. Naughty.
Yeah.
Roger Federer on this day has won his 8th Wimbledon men's title, which is a record that stands. Blah, 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 blah. Did you know the first banknotes in Europe are issued on this day by the Bank of Stockholm? And I was thinking banknotes, because everything was coins up until that point.
Yeah.
And the value of the metal of the coin. Now this is a piece of paper that says, I promise to pay somebody on demand, whatever the value is.
Yeah.
We all work off a promise. 1661, I thought, what?
That's pretty
Was paper
dope.
even invented? No.
Yeah, well, I suppose, I mean, I did at one of these things that I went to at, I think it was finance for non-financial managers or something.
Yeah.
The guy was talking about the history of currency, and I think he was talking about it in the context of Bitcoin and,
Ah.
cryptocurrency, and just drawing a parallel between, like how the evolution of money had, or currency had, how it happened over time. And he was talking about, oh yeah, back in the day, you had some gold coins and, yeah, but then you would, there was this whole security thing of getting robbed. And so what happens, you would go to the goldsmith and he would keep your coins for you, and he would give you a piece of paper that would say that, okay, you've got 5 gold coins.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and then you could use that to pay. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's, that probably goes back to that. Interesting. Paper money.
But then it's a promise note. It's an IOU piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's not a banknote.
Well, I suppose when they say a bank,
Well, a banknote still is exactly that, though. It still says, "I promise to pay the bearer in demand." So
yeah.
1600 and that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, other birthdays. Michael Flatley. Do you remember the River Dance dude?
River Dance. Yeah, River
He's
Dance.
64 years old, this dude.
Okay.
He's probably still doing it.
Yeah, probably. Fit as a fiddle.
My favorite little fact for the day is, on this day in 1439, a long time ago, kissing was banned in England.
Okay. And what is that French kissing that we're talking about?
Let's not bring the French into this. No, the kissing was banned to stop the spread of Black Death.
Yeah. No, I can understand that.
So during COVID times, that wasn't banned.
Hey?
It wasn't banned during COVID times.
No, but I suppose in a way we just like naturally just said, okay, well, I'm not kissing you because just in case you. I suppose they could have told everyone to wear masks back in those days.
The thought had not occurred that the industry for masks would be massive.
So and like, where's the massive demand for masks now?
It's all dried up.
Yeah, exactly. So my daughter was saying, I wonder what they're doing with all those masks that they made that they haven't sold.
I still wear, if I'm going to Spain, they still require any airline that flies in and out of Spain, passengers must wear masks.
Really? Okay, well, that's interesting.
So I think it's still going on.
Okay. So there is some demand.
Yeah, I mean, if I go around the shops, there's still a lot of the elderly are still wearing masks on public transport as well.
Yeah.
So it's not quite gone yet, but it's not far off.
Yeah, no.
Although COVID's still spreading. I saw the news today that I'm going to get a booster shot in the next 3 months.
And you've already had a booster shot already. So this would be your fourth. Would this be your fourth?
It'd be my fourth one. Yeah. I'm going to get my own parking at this vaccination center soon. Being the frequent flyer.
Yeah, you're going to get loyalty points.
Yeah, it's like a McDonald's badge. It's my fourth star.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's we'll see where it goes. Well, interestingly enough, I mean, like now, I mean, I'm hearing about people when they get sick now, they're getting like really, really sick. Not COVID, but other stuff.
All right.
So this mate of mine during the week was saying he just picked up something. He doesn't know what it was. It must have been viral because it was one day he's not well, fever, headache, body aches. Next day he's fine. Next day he's headache, fever, body aches. Next day he's fine. Then it's like his stomach, and then he's like has to stay close to the lavatory, and and then the next day is fine, and then the next day he needs to stay close to the lavatory again. Probably must be viral, but like he doesn't know what it is. Goes I mean, it's just not great.
Yeah, we forget that there's a ton of other flu type symptoms out there that are viruses and can affect you. So
Yeah, and I suppose with the whole mask and sanitizing and all that kind of stuff, we've just been protecting ourselves. And like now that we don't have to do it, everyone's a bit lax about it, and now all of a sudden, facing these kind of issues. Because it's not as if we haven't been out and about and in the shops, and that hasn't changed. There's nothing that's the thing that's changed recently is you don't have to have masks, and people aren't forcing you to sanitize when you walk into a mall or a shop or something like that. I mean, that's the only thing that's really, really changed. I mean, in terms of being out and about and all that kind of, we've been doing that anyway for the last year, So it just shows you, and I suppose I'm like a little bit caught between, well, what does one do? Does one continue to use masks and sanitize? Even if it's only on your own accord, right? But and then protecting yourself, and then by doing that, are you just making the situation worse? That at one day that you don't wear a mask or you don't sanitize, when you get it, you like really get it because your body's just not used to that and hasn't got the immunity to it and hasn't been exposed to it on a small scale, and without you knowing it, you're building up this resistance to that sort of virus, if you wanted to say. And then, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just speculating, but it's like hit and miss. You've like, if there were 5 viruses out there and you get introduced to one, and then it's not really severe, but you, like your body fights it, you don't even realize it. The second one, same thing. Second one, same thing. Third, fourth, whatever. And let's say you weren't exposing yourself to any of those viruses at all. And, what I'm saying in the first scenario, over time, the likelihood of you getting sick is less because you've just been gradually exposed to all these things and you've built up an immunity. Now you cut yourself off from all of them. And then one day you forget to wear your mask. And the chances of you getting sick are so much higher because there are 5 out there that you've never been exposed to. There, ding. Like you almost got a 100% chance, 100% chance of getting sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So I've decided, well, I'm not going to be pedantic about wearing masks and sanitizing and all that, but I will make sure that I'm washing my hands and that kind of stuff on a regular basis.
Well, that pub in the park I went to last week. So I've got on my phone, one of my phones is a COVID detector. So it picks up who you're around.
Yeah.
And as soon as they test positive, everyone in that vicinity, you get a message to say you've been in close contact with somebody who's got COVID. All right. So it's a system that's supposed to prompt you to go and get tested. But everybody's deleting these apps now, and I forgot to enter mine. So clearly there was a lot of people getting tested. Everybody got pinged. A lot of people got tested positive. Every time somebody reports a positive result from the same event, I get pinged. I've been pinged 50 times in the last week since the event.
Delete the app. Just delete the app.
It's like I've just stopped looking at messages now.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Shit. I mean,
So
imagine if that app tracked all the viruses that people got. So if they went to a doctor, and even though it wasn't COVID, that they're like, okay, they got the flu or whatever it is, and and you imagine all the flipping spam that you'd get every day. Ding, 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 ding.
I think my battery would not last.
Yeah.
Well, certainly
your mental health will definitely take a dip.
The speaker on the device would just break.
Yeah.
Dinged.
Yeah, all dinged out.
We haven't. I mean, we don't really talk about COVID in the UK because our prime minister's on the way out. We've got a heat wave. We've just had Wimbledon. We've got Euro football going on.
Yeah.
We've got all this other stuff going on. So nobody really talks about COVID. We've stopped reporting our stats. However, this week, 412 people have died from COVID in the UK. It's not funny.
Oh, my word.
There's another increase. We're on another increase. 1 in 18 people in the UK have COVID.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. Crazy stuff, man.
17,000 people went to hospital with COVID, were admitted to hospital with COVID
Wow.
in the last week.
Wow.
But then
That's
the
wild.
stats are like,
Yeah.
no one's like looking at this anymore. It's like, oh yeah, it's just a stat now.
Wow, that's interesting.
But
Yeah.
if I look at South Africa results, next to nothing, man. I mean, you've had 482 new cases in the last what's yesterday? You've had less than 1,000 new cases in the last 3 days.
Sure.
You still got people dying, but it's like, it's not newsworthy anymore. It's now tradition. It's now a habit and a hobby.
A habit and a hobby.
Man.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And on that bombshell.
Yeah.
Yeah, if my phone bings because I come into contact with somebody who's allergic to shoe polish, I do actually want to know. I want to meet somebody like this. We can share stories.
Yeah, like you must create a Facebook group. I second that.
What? Go on social media?
Yeah, exactly. There's the problem, man. Damn, Daniel. What, you want me to go on Facebook now because you're the admin of a
exactly.
a Facebook group, yeah. Get it done.
The campaign to end all campaigns.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, dude, as usual, it's been fun.
Yeah, time to go and inspect the washing of the bike.
Yeah, it's done actually. It's done. Yeah.
Hasn't been inspected though. Things could still fail.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go inspect it now. Check on it. Make sure that everything is good or not.
Up to standard.
Up to standard. Yeah. So what's plans for the rest of the weekend?
Today I'm recovering from a hangover from last night, and I won't go into that. Yesterday was a good day. Probably catch up on sports because there's a lot of things happening on the rugby field around the world today.
Yeah.
Ireland have beaten the All Blacks for the second week in a row and won a series in New Zealand. There's a decider that's happening in Cape Town today against Wales. There's another decider for Scotland and Argentina. It's North versus South. So in the rugby world, it's quite an interesting day.
Yeah.
And then we've got the golf open. And then by the end of all of that, I should have got over my hangover. And I can go around to a mate's for a barbecue. Yeah.
Nice.
I think this could be a good weekend.
Yeah.
Other than the heat. I just have to survive the heat wave and then we'll be fine.
Sounds good. Sure. Don't go outside. Stay indoors.
Actually, well, outside is where my air-conditioned car is.
Hey?
If I want aircon, I've got to go to my car. And it's outside. It's about a 40-meter walk. I could get struck down at any moment.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the heat wave while it lasts, dude. Because they ain't going to be there for long.
Yeah, well, this will be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lekker, man. And on that happy note, let's
play some music.
Play some music like this one. I've got to find my software.
It's like those nodding dogs you used to find in the back of cars in the 80s.
Something like that, yeah. Okay, we'll catch up next week.